All right, so today we have this 2014 Volkswagen CC. It is Lornes' parents' car, another one of their cars. They have a lot of cars. They have like 4 or something. But I enjoy this car one of the most out of his. I haven't really been in their Mercedes. Hopefully I'll get to review that one day. But this one's one of my favorites, and I'm here to tell you a bit about it. I'm just here about I'm here to tell you about all the interesting features of it, such as the headlights. You'd expect for Volkswagen, 2014 Volkswagen, to use halogens, but this one actually got some nice lighting. It's got the LED running lights with the xenon headlights, and I should be able to turn this on unless... Nope, he took the keys. Great. Oh well, actually I can turn them on, I think, if I just flip the switch. Yeah. So you can see here, LED running lights, one there too, which I just noticed. So that's pretty cool. Then you got your fog lights down here. Nothing special about that. This car has a very aggressive look to it, which is probably why it's popular to a lot of tuners. It's very sleek, very low. It's got that sportback look to it, kind of, where the roof will just slope down in the back, kind of like my car. I thought at first this car was built on my chassis, but it's not. Okay, so this is the side angle of the car. As you can see, sloped, very sloped. It looks short, but it's actually taller than my car up here. I don't know why. It just looks a lot shorter than it is, probably because the wheelbase is so wide. It does have a wide wheelbase, and the wheels are small, so that kind of makes it look shorter, I guess. Tinted windows, those are custom, so, you know, it makes it look even sleeker, in my opinion. But if you come around to the back here, I like the tail light design on these newer CCs, how they did the dark red, because I love dark red tail lights. It just looks awesome. I think that it also looks really good because these are also LEDs, and it makes it look really nice. I would turn them on again, but I'm lazy. So another thing common with Volkswagens of this era is the trunk, how you just push the Volkswagen symbol in and it opens the trunk. And then here's your emergency release handle here. Very well placed, actually. I like that a lot. Yeah. And back here you'll also see the little tow point there. And then if you come around to this side, you will see the fuel door, which is opened by a little place in the door. Just like that. Nothing really interesting with the fuel door, it's just a fuel door, obviously. And this car is powered by a 2-liter turbo engine, which I'll show you now, which is also located at the normal place that other cars are. I thought I was talking about the trunk for a second. There we go. And then the hood release is in the same place as my car, I believe. It's a little latch. You just pull up, yep, right there, the tab. Here you go, the TSI Volkswagen turbocharged 4-cylinder. Now the turbo, I'm not sure where it is. It's somewhere. I don't really care enough to look. You probably don't either. But it's very familiar to me because this is what Justin's engine bay looks like, except he has a diesel engine there. But yeah, that's about all with that. It's kind of dirty in here because, you know, 50k miles. And yeah, that's pretty much all with the exterior. So now we're going to move into the interior. Okay, so now we're in the Volkswagen CC, where you'll notice that it looks like a basic Volkswagen. It just looks a little fancier, in my opinion. Also, I'm using this wide-angle lens. Tell me how y'all like it, because I like it a lot. It makes it a lot easier to film just the whole area here. I'm using the wide-angle lens on the iPhone 13 or iPhone 11 Pro Max. But here you got this screen, which you can cycle through your options here. Here's the SD card if you're wondering. You can cycle through like your phone stuff, setup, mute. Don't know why they would just have, music. Navigation, you can just get your map. The map's really small. It's really small. Here's my hand in comparison. Band, I don't know, dude. We'll just keep it on map for now so we don't look at anything that would be bad. Anyways, down here you got your controls. I like how these little screens here display the temperature. I like the little displays for temperature instead of just like a dial here that has the stupid thing on it. It gives it more of a fancy touch. And then the AC thing comes up there too, which is cool. You got your off button and then your sync button to sync it up. I always have that on in my car. And then the off button to turn it off. Then you got the gear lever. This is a DSG, but blank, all blank. Why? Every single one of these switches is blank. Why couldn't they just swapped it out? You got a blank switch here, which I'd assume would be for the auto start stop function. Then traction control off, which is a button I'd use very frequently if I own this car. Then we move up to this screen here, which is also familiar. We'll zoom in on that. You can just scroll through everything here. You can see we have a lot of miles, almost to 50K. You can just scroll through all these settings and stuff, and it's very nice, very nice. And then you can scroll up and down on all of these menus. And if you own this car, then you can figure out what all those do. Then we move over here to the lights. I love the light dial on all cars. I hate how on some cars it's on the stock right here. Well, I mean, this is the turn signals and everything, that's fine. But I mean like this, how you can just flip it into auto, keep it on, and then it does its thing. Also down here, you'll see your controls for the fuel door and the trunk, which I showed you. Also down there, if you look really closely, you will see something else. I don't know if you can see it right now, it's kind of dark. But right here, the silver piece that you might be able to see, that would be the lock for the fuel door, which I thought was very weird. You could have to lock your fuel door from right there. You can see it a bit better in this lighting. Yeah, right here. Let's see if we can light it up a bit more. Yep, you can see it. And then you got your standard mirror controls and everything. And I would show you the back seats, but there's literally nothing interesting back there at all. Like at all. But one of my favorite features is this little clock here. I like it. I also like how the dashboard looks, like above the black part of the dashboard, how it looks lifted up and it just looks placed on. That looks pretty cool in my opinion. But I mean, some people would call it cheap. I just call it cool. And up here, you got sunglasses holder, you know, the standard stuff. And you also got your dome lights and everything. Nothing too interesting. Flip this down, you got your mirror, standard mirror and stuff, light. And yeah, that's about all for the interior, and now we will take it on a drive. Okay, so now we're driving the CC. First thing I should mention is how you start the engine. You put your key right here, foot on the brake obviously, and then click it in like that. And yeah. Whoa! Okay. So we're gonna go ahead and drive the Volkswagen CC. Oh goodness, first thing off the bat, the DSG is just awful. I hate the DSG and low powered vehicles, as a lot of people do. I mean, it gives you quick shifts once you're up to speed, but right off the bat, it's just so jerky. I mean, you get rocket quick shifts anyway though, so it doesn't really matter that much. I'm gonna find out how to get the mileage up because I want to see that, because we are at 49,994 miles. So I want to know what it like when it hits the thing. So I'm not sure how to check that, but I'm sure I can figure it out. Oh, dude, slow down. Okay, that Suburban was flying around that corner. I thought he was gonna hit us for sure. But you know the drill, guys. Traction control off. Not like it matters. We're in a DSG sport mode. Let's give her some gas. We spun the wheels a lot right there. Wow, that was surprising. We spun the wheels a lot right there. This is a turbo 4-cylinder, as I mentioned before probably. We always seem to record the driving portions first nowadays because it's just so cold outside, but I still want to do car reviews. So I mean, this is obviously the first part of the video. For me, for you guys, it'll be the last part. But driving the CC, the suspension's a bit firm, but I mean, it's very direct handling. It feels really nice. There's no play at all, and the steering is very sharp, actually, surprisingly. I like it a lot, honestly. The seats are very comfortable, in my opinion. A lot of people will say they're not, but I like the seats a lot. And yeah, I think it's wonderful in here, actually, for a Volkswagen. It feels more like a luxury car than a get from point A to point B car like Volkswagens tend to be until they hit 90K and blow their whole engine out the roof. But it feels very nice in here. I just recognize everything because Justin's Volkswagen is very similar to this, but I like it a lot in here. I think it's very nice. Fuel economy is really good in this car with the little 4-cylinder, but I just can't. I don't really. In a car like this, you just don't feel like you can care because you feel. For me, it feels like this car is worth a lot more than it actually is, which to me it feels like it's worth like 50. But to me, what makes a fancy car fancy, and how you know it's fancy, is the clock. The clock is what does it for me. Come on, DSG. I'm pretty sure this car is a 7-speed DSG. I'm not too sure. But I mean, if the shifts, sometimes they'll hold too long. Like right now, we're doing 2100 RPM unnecessarily. I'm sure I could change that up if I wanted to. There we go. Yeah. And it just shifted right back down. Great. Perfect. That's not what I wanted at all. But no, this car, pretty high quality in here, actually. This is all leather, I think. Either that's fake leather. Nope, that's definitely fake leather. It looks real, though. It feels very high quality to drive. The steering wheel feels very nice to hold. There's no heated steering wheel or anything, but I love the 3-spoke Volkswagen steering wheel. Feels very nice to grip, and it's also perfectly sized for me. I like slightly bigger steering wheels, but I don't like this part to be really skinny, because with skinny steering wheels, it just feels like it's gonna break. Again, getting wheel spin there. Once you're moving, it seems like this car can go, because I know from a dead stop this car is pitiful, but once you're at a roll, then it becomes a lot more powerful, which would be great for on-ramps when you're trying to pass people, because I know this car says to have a 6-something 0 to 60, which it does not feel like a 6-second 0 to 60 car from a stop. But when you're at a roll and have some decent momentum, like 10 or 20 miles an hour, then it feels more reasonable for the power. This car is like 210 horsepower, something like that. I can't remember. Maybe 200, which isn't bad. A lot of people will say that's really low, but in the grand scheme of daily drivers, it's not bad. It feels great. It's better than a Corolla, which has 120 horsepower or whatever. Handling on this car is pretty sharp, as I mentioned before. We can get a little test of that, make sure no one's coming. Front wheel drive, it does not feel front wheel drive. It feels more of like a 50-50 split all wheel drive, in my opinion. But I mean, there are some things you just know it's front wheel drive because it's Volkswagen doing it. They don't make many all wheel drive cars. Their 4Motion system is mainly used for their SUVs and stuff. But this car is very nice. I like driving this car around a lot. It feels a lot shorter than it actually is in terms of length. Height feels pretty small, even though I got plenty of headroom here, as you can clearly see. Oh goodness, they took her a lot. We'll just keep going then. Headroom is a lot for me, but I'm only 5'7", so that's not saying much. Visibility at this car is great. I'm sure if I had the mirrors adjusted correctly. I just don't adjust the mirrors because it's not my car, so I don't really care that much. I just like how the seats feel, most of all, pretty much, because I love bolstering. That's one of my favorite things about cars, is when they have nice bolstering. The heated seats are nice. I haven't been using them, but I noticed that it has them again. I haven't been in this car in a while, so. The infotainment system's nice. I like that. The sound system's good, as you probably heard the first part when techno music was playing. But feels very nice to drive. It's not that quiet though. That's the only thing. You can hear everything. You can hear engine noise. You can hear everything. Because it has the frameless windows, so they obviously don't block out as much noise as a traditional framed door will. But I mean, overall, that's not too much of an issue. You expect to have some problems with this car if you're just gonna buy a CC. Also, I feel like there is less torque steer in this car than other front-wheel drive cars. I haven't driven that many front-wheel drive cars, but I know torque steer is a big issue. But I haven't been feeling that much here, so that's good. Low-speed cruising is nice, because even though you have the rough suspension, it still feels nice enough. But I mean, obviously, in the R8, this thing feels like a Rolls-Royce suspension. Because the R8 with that was really rough. This is not as rough. But from a commuter car standpoint, this has rough suspension. A lot rougher than mine, and a lot rougher than pretty much every single SUV on the market today. But other than that, this car is just pretty nice. I enjoyed driving this car, as I've said many times this review already. And that's pretty much all I have to say about it, other than that's my only complaint, is the DSG just rocks you back and forth when you're at low speeds. That's the dual clutch thing though. Oh, the brakes are nicely weighted. I like the brakes. So yeah, that's pretty much all I have to say about that. And just like that, you click out the key and the car is off. And that'll do it for the review. We got another special one. My dad just got a car. I'll show you that review sometime. I don't know when. I don't know if this... Oh, we are at 49,999 miles. How about that? Yeah, my dad just got a car. Hopefully that video will be coming out after this one, because this one's probably going to come out in like 3 months or something. I don't know. Anyway, see y'all later. Bye, Lorne Products.